You know, there are days I could quite happily punch you square in the face and then let you get better and then do it again. What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel.
Howdy.
It's a wide angle day as you can see. Today we had all sorts of plans and none of it has bloody happened.
Today we have mainly been talking,
Right.
and drinking coffee.
We was going to be doing exhausts and to be fair you had one job. That ain't happening until next week. The tubing's not going to be sorted till next week, so I can't start on the headers. So that's all right, we'll just delay that. However, a day of working has basically turned into a bit of a shop chat because we've been basically changing our mind quite a lot.
Well, I have.
Oh, right. Oh, where the bloody hell do we start? Right, okay, so a few bits and pieces we've gone through. Hand controls. Really like that variable throttle. Sorry if you can hear rumbling, we've got the kettle on. Really like the variable throttle.
Ben Hill.
But it don't fit.
No, have to get a domino and change it.
So the options that we've got is go for like a domino thing. So I think it's just a pull cable on those, isn't it? It's not a push and pull. So I'm gonna look into getting a domino or a different quick action throttle. Because they are good, but we just need it to route differently. And even if it's a case of making up another bit of tube that the cable goes through, I've got all the kit to do that. We can just do that, that's fine. But that just ain't gonna work. And he wants to keep the switch gear that he's got because it does look nice and it's in keeping with the rest of everything. It's just it don't fit right, so we can't use it. So that's one bit you bought that's junk. Well, it's not junk. It's very expensive junk if it is junk.
Yeah.
And what else we got? Carbs is on, we know what we're doing there, we know what we're doing with pod filters, and you're going for the doubles and everything. We've gone through like the cable runs and how the battery sits and where we're going to earth the battery and all this other stuff. We've gone through truckloads today. Are you making a coffee or am I?
I'll make the coffee.
Well, considering you're the one that came up with this stupid idea, well, it's not a stupid idea.
It might be a stupid idea.
I do like it though. I really didn't want to like it, but I do quite like it.
As much as you hate the amount of work that is potentially involved.
Right, what are we gabbling on about? Let me show you. Right, so, to explain. The exhaust, Steve got it a little bit wrong. So we've gone through and
I haven't got it wrong.
Well, the 1 and 4, 2 and 3 bit is what I mean. So we laid out some plans for the headers, but we need to link either all of them together in a collector, or we need to link cylinders 1 and 4 and together, and then 2 and 3 together, just for scavenging and stuff like that. He got it slightly the wrong way around. We've also had a look at where the chain run goes, and we don't think on this swing arm we're going to be able to go for an exhaust either side, just because of where the link pipe would come out and where the chain's got to be. It all just sort of gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we've gone from that idea into a 4 into 1.
4 into 2 into 2 to 4 into 1.
Basically, a 4 into 1 is what we're going with.
Yeah. 4 into 1.
And the idea is that we was going to come up and use this dent in the swing arm, which is there just to accommodate exhaust on the GIXIT anyway.
Yep.
So 4 into 1, comes out here, nice little end can, jobs are good. And then he had a brain fart. No, brain fart. When I say fart, I mean one of those that...
It could be considered a brain fart or potential design genius.
Design genius. Oh, well, let's go with that then. So.
More likely a fart, yeah.
You probably want to grab a cup of coffee and sit down for this bit, because you're either going to pee yourself laughing or you're going to go, oh, that's blinding, that is. I love the idea of that. However, up to this point, a shed load of work has gone into putting nothing in here.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that might be changing. So, I'll put a picture up as the bike sits at the minute, and I do think it looks like quite a handsome beast. Now you've got the tank and the tail unit and all that other stuff on. So this is what the picture looks like as we was going to. You just have to imagine like the exhaust coming out here, pretty standard looking thing, right? Apart from all this. And then we come to the brain fart. So, what we're gonna do is something a bit like this. Yeah, I know, it's a little bit odd, but bear with us just for a second. We might do this, we don't know. We're after opinions and a little bit of feedback and stuff as well to see if we're gonna do it.
But with the caveat that we may just ignore all of you and do it anyway.
Well, if you say that, which one are you favouring? The old version or the new version?
I don't
just
know.
At the minute.
I don't know.
Well, if you're going to ignore one, you've got to have a favourite.
I don't know.
These are how the planning sessions go in the shop. Right, so what we're talking about doing, and this is a little bit out there, so bear with me just for a sec, but we're on about binning off the shock.
Completely.
So imagine taking the shock out, chucking that in the bin. We'll keep this tube across the back here, so that's all good. As far as strength in the seat frame goes, we've got the side rail of the seat hoop that comes down here. We've got this one up the side, and then between the one this side and that side, there's another tube that runs across here. So this point is basically the strongest point going. So what we're on about doing is putting a suspension mounting point in here, and another one here on the swing arm, because this is boxed. This is just like a curved shaped bit. However, this bit, that's all boxed in and strong as hell, basically. So on either side, we'll be talking about having something here, all right? And a shock that comes down between here. It would be a short throw shock, because basically we would be looking at something 200 mil, 210 mil, yeah. Something like that.
Eye to eye.
So we're turning this into a twin shock. That leaves a big hole in the middle of the swing arm. So what we're thinking about doing is getting 4 into 1, which would be that 54 mil stuff I got over there, having that as a link pipe that then comes up that hole, pretty much up underneath the seat. As it comes back and gets to where the twin shock is, splitting it out into 2, and then having a high level exhaust with like 2 stubby cans on the end of it. There's pros and cons to all of this. I'll see if I can like scoot up a picture and shove it up, mocked up with cans and anything else that I can find hanging about. But that's what we're on about doing. So suddenly all that work for putting nothing in here is straight in the bin, and we're having an exhaust system and twin shocks.
Maybe, I don't know. It seemed like a brilliant idea when it first came into my head.
And to be fair, if you'd have got the bloody tube, we'd be making that now, the first version.
Oh. Right.
Right, so there are some pros and cons to this. We have had a chat with Simon Rolls, because I had a few concerns. I've got, it's a mate of mine back in Cambridge. He had a Katana, which he basically kept as a, I'll see if I can find a picture and shove it up, because he did a blinding job on it. But basically he took all the old school stuff off and he replaced it with new. So it's like O-linge suspension and all that other stuff. I'm pretty sure it's twin shock, but I need to have a look.
The old Katana with twin shock.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he did. I'm sure it's a twin shock bike. But he can turn a tidy lap around Cadwell and stuff, and he got his to handle. But Simon Rolls had a few concerns about it, as did I, because obviously we'd be losing the bottom suspension linkage, which is the bit that gives you rising rate suspension. So as it compresses more, you get more support in essence. Whereas this would be like, if we went the twin shock route, that would be like linear suspension. So basically, you've just got the energy stored in the spring and the damping that you dial into it to deal with any bumps and stuff in the road. As far as anti-squat goes, you know, the wheel's still turning that way and it's still gripping on the road and it's still trying to force the axle forwards, which is what gives you anti-squat because of the angle that the swing arm sits at. So we're still going to have anti-squat and stuff, but it will be linear, not rising rate suspension. But some of the concerns...
performance may not be as good.
This is what Simon was saying. He said, if you want it to handle, stick with the monoshock. If it's going to be more of a looker and handle like a Harley, then go the twin shock route. But you get plenty of bikes that handle quite well with twin shocks. So I'm not sure if it's a setup thing or if it's...
they were designed to be twin shock from the beginning.
Well, yeah. But that just means having full suspension points, which we'll have. I don't know. I need to look into it. If anybody out there is like blinding on suspension design and chassis design and all that other sort of stuff, what else are we going to lose if... Actually, Matt, I'll get Matt to watch this and he can give us a shout. Yeah, what's the downside to doing this? I mean, the swing arm is a bit of a lump. So that's unsprung mass. Whereas if you look at the Katana, it's basically a bit like the Bandit. It's just a bent bit of box section, isn't it? Which is a lot lighter. But you know, what downsides are there? I haven't seen a bike with that sort of swing arm and twin shocks and like an exhaust as we're suggesting at all. It is a one-off anyway, but that would make it proper one-off. It would look really pretty, I think, but it's got a function. That's the thing. You get form and function. It has to function.
Yeah.
And then you worry about making it look nice afterwards. It has to work. And you'd still want to put it around the track anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it has to work, obviously. There's no point having a bike that won't turn a corner or...
No.
I don't know. I don't know whether I'm just trying to... All the way through this, from the very beginning, day one, we've always said, keep it simple. And...
Yeah.
No, we have.
Yeah.
And we've had different opinions, same opinions, and we've changed things, we've moved things around, we've fabricated and everything else. But since getting that stance right, and now the back's up a bit and stuff's going on, you start to get a feel of how the bike could look at the end.
And your point is, you haven't decided how you want it to look yet, because you...
No, maybe I'm trying to incorporate too many elements.
So we'll go back to a monoshock and...
No, I'm just trying to...
So we're going with twin shock?
I don't know.
You can't have three. And you have to have at least one.
Wow, let's just change it to a fucking trial.
Yeah. Make it hardtail, that'll be fine. It's a good one though, isn't it? It is, because see, everyone was going on, oh yeah, twin exhaust and stuff, but with that swing arm, it just ain't gonna work.
No.
Well, you could make it work, but it'd look like a turd, because it'd have to stick out so bloody far, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you want twin exhaust, then eye level's the way to go, and that's one way of getting it done. But I don't know. I do like all that space at the back, but that is very, that is like stereotypical cafe racer type thing, isn't it? Whereas twin shocks is also a bit stereotypical cafe racer.
But
so either one's a nod to that genre, isn't it?
But the exhaust is very much not cafe.
Not a high level one, not like that. I don't know what will look best. I really don't know what would look best. I can make it and I can weld to that swing arm and everything else, and it's strong and blah, 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 blah. That's fine. And the seat hoop, with, you know, those 3 bits going to it on each side, I mean, it is going to be strong as hell. It really will. But I just don't know what's...
My brain fart has really caused this some...
It has, you've got some answering to do here. Well, we've took off the bottom suspension linkage and binned off the shock, just so we get a sense as to what it looks like. And I'm leaning back towards how we originally had it. Which is a bit of a shame when you consider
it's 20 past 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, we're...
Fuck all apart from the chat.
4 hours of sorting stuff out. As a wise man once said, this is giving it a good coat of looking at. What I'm thinking, we've always gone with the principle of just keep it simple. And the other way,
served as well.
The other way of doing it was real minimalist. I mean, it looked like there was hardly anything on the bike. Whereas now, with a shock down here,
and the exhaust
and the exhaust there, yes, you get all this space down here, but it kind of fills this bit in.
Yeah.
And it does coat, because before it was like quite bulky at the front with all the engine, and then because there was nothing here, it looked real lightweight and everything else. Whereas now it's kind of like full of stuff and it's getting busy. And busy ain't simple looking, is it?
No. And the more I look at it now, the rear end is quite sleek, it's quite narrow, isn't it? And that's the way that we put it together on purpose. And now, I know it's only mocked up with a bit of tape and a spray can and a bit of tube.
High quality shock, that. Cost about £5.
But it just, from whatever angle you look at it, it looks too busy.
See,
doesn't it?
But I don't know, twin tailpipes does look good. It's a shame we can't run twin tailpipes lower down.
We could, but I think it'd just look odd.
We could, but they'd be sticky. They'd be way out here because of the chain run, and you couldn't have one in and one out because that would just look like it's been.
I'd shake it all about.
Yeah, it just looks stupid, wouldn't it? I don't know. I really don't know. Be interested.
It was a nice idea, but it's on the wrong bike.
Ah, see, now you say that, it could look good on a different bike, just not this bike. Different swing arm, bit more space, a longer shock.
Yeah.
Like a Harris style swing arm or something like that, it could look all right with, I think.
I've got to be honest, as much as I had a bit of a brain fart and got a bit excited earlier, I think we go with what... I think we carry on the way we were going. Monoshock. 4-into-1.
I'll be interested to hear what people think, actually. We've spent ages chewing this one over. We've phoned up Simon Rolls and stuff. We've been buggering about with aerosol cans and bits of tube and God knows what else, trying to decide. And we've just gone full circle. That's another day wasted. Well, no, actually, we did the other stuff as well. Are we taking all this off then?
Yeah.
Should we put the shock back on so at least it's like supported under its own weight again? stuff I need to be doing during the week. So, headlamp, what we're going to do, I don't want anything around the fork leg because we've already got the top yoke and then we've got the clip on. Putting another band underneath it is just going to be junk. So what we're going to do is we're going to come off the top yoke. I've got some alley which I can shape down and put through the mill and everything else. So basically it's going to be a support that runs from there out to the side to pick up on this point, and that's just going to get welded to the top yoke. So that's all going to be one solid lump, and it will be strong as hell because this thing is not the lightest headlamp going.
No.
But it is a good one. It's like made of metal, it's got glass fronted and everything, and it's nice, you know, big size and everything else. It's in keeping with the bike.
And then we're going to put all the electrical gubbins inside.
Yeah, we was going to squirrel the M unit, you know, the little button and all that stuff under the tank, but we've actually got quite a lot of room in the back of the headlamp bowl. So loads of wiring is going to be shoved in there, and we've got these holes in the bottom down here which we can route stuff through. Just have some quick connectors in the back of it, job's a good one.
And then we're still going to keep the,
yeah, we'll shove that in there. That'll be fine.
Still going to keep the Speedo.
So that'll be good. So I can start getting on with that during the week, and I can also start doing that thing over there. Bloody all cooler surround. I was just going to chop it up and keep the top bit, but Steve-O has come up with a cunning plan, so we're going with that. And hopefully it's nothing like his last cunning plan. Right, I also know what I'm doing with this. I was just going to bin it and have another go, but Steve-O came up with a cunning plan, so we're going to go with that.
Was this similar to my last cunning plan?
I hope not. I really hope not.
No, I think it makes sense, mate.
Yeah, I can get on with that, that's fine. The other thing is the rear master cylinder. We've also had that up to the footrest hanger, so I know what I'm doing there. We've got the template sorted, so at some point I can just crack on and get that made as well. But I want to be making stuff instead of just talking about stuff. So, because, you know, we're supposed to be building a bike, not just talking about, yeah. So that's going to happen. Oh, something else is going to happen as well. This thing at some point is going to get changed. Probably not before I finish GIXIT, but probably before I finish Aaaauuurrrgghhhh, because I quite like the idea of this. Over there is my latest pride and joy, which is the lathe, and I just don't want, I mean, it's bad enough in here with grinding dust and everything else anyway,
yeah.
Isn't it? Having the shot blaster sitting right next to it is not great. Even though I've got the filtration system on it, which does cut out so much, it still sort of leaches out around the windows and around the glove pockets and all that sort of stuff. So I'm probably going to be turning that into a vapor blaster. So instead of just using dry shot, it'll be pumping out a slurry mix. It's like a 50-50 mix of water and grit. And that way all the dust is contained in the water and you just don't get any of it. But that will protect the lathe from getting covered in dust and everything else, which is a bit of a worry. So that's coming soon as well. Well, I'll say soon. I've got the bike to do, yeah. Right then, so we've basically got bugger all done today. There you go. I need to make stuff. I haven't made stuff in ages, but I do have some stuff I could be getting on with during the week when you're not here, I suppose.
But we have decided on a lot of stuff as well.
Well, yeah, we decided that what we thought of is a stupid idea. So the whole day spent, you know, thinking stuff and discussing stuff and coming up with, yeah, it's a stupid idea, so we haven't actually done anything. But never mind, never mind.
Well, we know that next time I have a idea...
Ignore it, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the tube bender's not going to get used for a while. I'm going to crack on with, I'm going to get the headlamp mounting done. I'm going to get the oil cooler done. I'm doing that during, because you're not here for 2 weeks, are you?
No, unfortunately I have children.
Yeah, so I can crack on and be doing those stuff next week and the week after and whatnot.
But then, I'm back in 2 weeks.
But the tubing will be here then, won't it? So we can get the exhaust and stuff done.
Yes.
And we know what we're doing, 4 into 1, single exhaust out the right hand side, jobs are good and we're there.
Simple.
Right, that's what we're doing then. I hate days like today.
Unless I change my mind again.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's probably going to happen. We're going to get right the way to the end of it and you're going to go, actually, you know what? If we made it jet propelled, I could get rid of the engine. Nah, we'll be all right, we'll be all right. We're getting stuff done. So, I do apologise you haven't seen anything made during this one, but if I'm honest, there are days when he turns up and this is all we do. We start shooting the breeze and then someone drops a comment about, oh, I was thinking about doing it, and then we just go down this bloody rabbit hole for hours and either decide something and decide we're going to do it, or decide in this case, it's a stupid idea, we ain't doing it in the first place. But it does happen, doesn't it? It does happen quite a lot.
But we're back to keep it simple, stupid.
Well, when you're not here, I'm just going to make stuff. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But I want to be making stuff, not just talking about stuff. No,
but to be fair, we've agreed what we're doing with the tank and the filler. The exhaust is sorted. Oil coolers decided on.
What are we doing with the tank?
In terms of the plate and the filler.
Oh, right, yeah. You're going to have to wait and see that one.
Yeah, we've decided what we're doing.
Headlamp, foot pegs, exhaust, not changing the back end, blah, 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 we're there.
Phone mount.
We are there, so I can make stuff. And then the other thing is probably going to be starting on the carbs and whatnot, isn't it? Because they're minging, they're horrible, and they don't work like they should do. It's just, the slides just don't move up.
Well, they've been sitting around for 2 years.
Well, yeah. Never mind, we'll get to it, Anyway, that's where we're leaving it. Thank you ever so much for joining us. I'm sorry you haven't seen me making anything, and I'm sorry the exhaust is delayed, but that's just the way it goes.
Apologies for having a bit of a brain fart and distracting him, but...
Simon Rolls was quite amused when we phoned him. But anyway, we will see you again next time. Laters!
Cheers.